afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to Online Darts, and here we go. Day 2 of ET13, the race for the World Grand Prix really hots up. Welcome along, and glad you can join us today on what should be an incredible day. First up, Ryan Searle against Neil Zonneveld. The good news is Ryan Searle's mother-in-law will have let him know that he is mathematically safe and going to Leicester. Zonneveld still possible, but a lot of work to do. Dave Chisnall against Luke Woodhouse. This is a massive game for Dave Chisnall. Remember, there is a danger he may not go to Leicester for the first time since switching to the PDC. Then Peter Wright, again, danger for him against Mike Dekker. If Peter Wright slips out of those seedings, he has not got the backup of the Pro Tour rankings, so danger for Snakey. Then Mike Dekker taking on Christoph Ratajski. Again, Ratajski is in a vulnerable place, but destiny in his own hands. Rob Cross against Richard Veenstra. Different kind of race for Rob Cross. He needs ranking points to get to Dortmund. Jan van Veen against Dirk van Duijvenbode, all Dutch affair. Dane Opper against William O'Connor. Willie O'Connor stunning last night to beat Daryl Gurney. Still got work to do though if he is to get to the World Grand Prix. And should have been on this session would have been Richie Edhouse, but he receives a bye due to Ross Smith unfortunately pulling out due to family circumstances. Wish the very best to Smudge and his family and hope everything is okay. But jumping into the chat room, Malachi, how are we doing? Fraser, good afternoon, my friend. Hope you are well. Julie is in. Afternoon, Matthew. Hope you are good. Dylan, did I use my FPL triple captain? No, I didn't. I'm saving it for a little bit further down the line. I think City at home to Leeds is a better fit for me. Littler isn't playing. No, Littler isn't playing. We'll see Littler in Pro Tour action in the week. But we are ready. The players are ready. And it's tungsten time, as the great Paul Starr said. So, I'm just going to get a couple of social posts done while the walk-ons are happening, to let everyone know we are live. What do we reckon, chat room, on this one? I think Ryan Searle will have a little bit too much for Neil Zonneveld. So, how are we doing? Good morning on all platforms, wherever you're joining us from. Let's get the social post live. That one. Tom, give me 2 seconds, mate, and I've just seen your question pop up. Let me just get these social posts done, and then I will have a look at it for you, buddy. So, 6-4, I can see that out of the corner of my eye. There we go, that's done. Right, back to that. Right, back in the room, I think. Oh, almost. Let me plug some power sources in. Afternoon, Huey. Good to have you in, buddy. Yeah, all good. United get 3 points on the early kickoff. Look, are United better than Brentford? In my opinion, yes. But you never know these days. Right, how are we doing, Tom? Hi, I tried to ask this question last night, but it wouldn't send. You know, when the players get beat when they go abroad, do they stay over there all day or do they come home? It varies from player to player, Tom. When some players lose, literally they are searching the first flight home. Others do pre-book a return and stay for the weekend. It's very much personal preference for the players, buddy. Right, we are underway and Searle has the darts here. 146 is not going to go, so Zonneveld will get a break opportunity in leg number 1. But he has messed up as well, not getting a dart at a double. Salesman, how are we doing, my friend? Good to have you in. How are you? I hope life is good, buddy. No worries, Tom. Not a problem at all, mate. Like I say, it is very dependent on the player. And for the first time today, 180. See, West Ham sacked Potter this morning. That was a weird one. Not that he's been sacked, but the fact they let him do the presser yesterday, then sack him this morning. I'm not sure what could have changed in 12 hours, or not even that. What did he do? The press conference at 12 o'clock yesterday afternoon and was sacked at, 8 a.m. this morning? I don't get what's changed in that time. If they knew he was going, do it, pull the trigger, get... Yeah, Dylan, going back to your FPL, I bought in Isak as well. I got rid of Watkins and bought Isak in. Oh, he's missed the ball for what would have been a great finish. But Ryan Searle, again, now has a break opportunity. Should get at least a dart at the... I'll be quiet. I'll be quiet. Missing big numbers, Ryan. What's happening here? Doing well, mate. Been super busy. Nice, mate. I'm glad it's busy. Did you find your social handles to send to me, mate? Because I couldn't find them anywhere. So we are level at 1-1. Both of them had a chance to break. Both of them missed big numbers. So 1-1 probably the right scoreline. Back for another stream. How are we doing, Daniel? Thank you very much. Good to have you in as part of the chat. Morning, Chris. Happy days, mate. Happy days. Morning, Teresa. Yeah, his eyesight's horrific. I do like Mr. Searle, though. Absolute diamond, man. Absolute diamond. It definitely won't be this week, Chris. We're in dialogue. My team got Everton Monday. It'll be interesting to see how they play. Well, you never know, Tom, that they might already have the replacement done and dusted. Like I said earlier, it just seemed strange that they let Potter do the press conference and then under 12 hours later pull the trigger. they'd have known yesterday. So that makes me think that they were doing a deal and perhaps have got someone lined up already. Look, Daz, again, West Ham, again, it's a club that's in a mess from top. There's so many clubs that are in a mess top to bottom, but the manager takes the brunt. It's not always that simple. That so many clubs in a mess, it's unreal. He was brilliant the other week, to be fair. Yeah, he's such a good banter. He's an absolute star. I'm getting him sorted, Phil. Not really selling that stuff. Again. And no worries, mate. As soon as you have, fire them across, buddy. Yeah, if you watched the podcast. Yeah, I watched it. It was good. Enjoyed it. I maybe, Chris, maybe. He's not doing. Does we could do 100%. But not sure. Wayne's not doing a lot of external media. Nuno Santo, yeah, that wouldn't surprise me, James. Like I say, the fact that the way they've just done it, but the West Ham fans won't be happy with Nuno. The West Ham fans, a bit like Spurs fans and so on, they want a certain style. They will not get that under Nuno. The week before the Worlds is the Live Lounge Live, Chris. I actually haven't had a look. 3-1 Ryan Searle. We have a break of throw. Nuno is odds on. Nuno is 1-4, which suggests to me there's already a deal in place. Be good to see you on a podcast, Phil, like the other way around. If someone wants to speak to me, I'd happily do it, Daniel. Look, everyone has to start somewhere in terms of getting guests and so on. So look, if anyone's desperate enough and needs a body, yeah, of course I'd do it. How about the day after the players' final? Maybe the day after the players' final is a very busy day, Chris. A very busy day. All. Zonneveld misses, but will return to break straight back. Jamie, how are we doing, my friend? Good to have you in. Always a pleasure, my friend. No, the Monday after the Players' Championship is always the World's Draw Day and normally Media Day in London, but we're just waiting to be confirmed if it's. I'm presuming it will be the same again. Dozer won't be an issue. Yeah, Zonneveld. Nice little double leg blitz there from him. He trailed 3-1. In the blink of an eye, he's turned this one around and upped his average to 105. And look, we know Zonneveld is capable of this. He is such a streaky player. But there's another 180. That's now 5 for Zonneveld. What a blitz. So could do with another treble here. That'll do. That'll do. Remember that all important. Well, there's 2 races going on. One in the here and now for the World Grand Prix, and of course we are also looking at the race for Dortmund. That's fabulous. That's majestic from Ryan Searle. He was under a bit of pressure in that leg, and then he just pop, 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 a little 136 finish. All aboard. Remember, everyone, drop us a like, tap the screen, or subscribe to the channel. Whatever platform you are watching us on. Ryan Searle has flicked the switch here. Zonneveld still averaging 109 right now. Looking like Searle is going to go one away. He's upped his average to over the ton mark as well. This is a good opening game here on Saturday. Sometimes the afternoon session can be a bit slow. Not this one. No worries, Chris. Enjoy. Searle hasn't done anything since his annual Players' Championship title. Something should be coming. Yeah, I hope so. Look, Ryan Searle is a class operator, but he may have let this leg slip. He does take it though. Yeah, I agree. He's always there or thereabouts without lining it up. How are your 4 Premier League picks for the Premier League darts? Well, right now, if we're stop the count right now, you go Humphreys, Littler, MVG, Bunting. Then the other 4, Price, Clayton, Rock, and Wade, if we're calling it right now, would be the 8. Morning, or good evening where you are. Peter, I hope you are good in Malaysia, my friend. Puhar skipped the DPNZ events this weekend, he'd have had a strong chance of the top 3. Yeah, what is the top 3 in the DPNZ at the moment, James? Do you know? And is Ben Robb likely to get to the Worlds again? Big Rig, massive fan of Big Rig. As Ryan Searle completes victory in the opener. Very, very good game from both. Remember, this game is huge for Chisnall. Absolutely huge. And I can see all outcomes in this game. Can I see a big victory for Chisnall? Yes. Can I see a big victory for Woodhouse? Yes. Can I see them both playing well and it being close? Yes. Can I see one or the other being good and the other one being shit and it one-sided? Yes. Can I see them both being off and it being a stinker? Yes. This could be absolutely anything. Tata, Rob, Harold, Puha. Is it top 1 or top 2 qualified, James? Top 6 are well clear of the others. Cool, mate. Cool. I like that. Now, everyone, we were talking about West Ham earlier. We've just got here we go. Here we go. Nuno Espirito Santo signs as the new West Ham manager immediately. The former Forest coach will replace Graham Potter as the contract has been signed. His first training session is today. I said it, didn't I? It was all too convenient to sack him today. So yeah, Nuno takes training today. Fabrizio is reporting. Here we go. Chizzy has won the ball. Afternoon, Adam. Hope you are good. Yeah, I should imagine he would be walking around with a Woody shirt on right now. I would imagine so. Woodhouse wins. Schindler beats Pietrasco. Chizzy outside. Yeah, at the moment though, Bob, if Chisnall drops out the seeds, he drops into last place on the Pro Tour Order of Merit. So he would drop to 16th. But then William O'Connor is still in the same situation. If he wins 2 games, he overtakes him. So it's all a bit messy down there. I quite like it. It's a bit Lionel. How we doing, Peanut Boy? I miss Nuno, Wolves fan. Yeah, I bet, to be fair, he got himself the sack from... I think he wanted the sack from Forest. Harrow's battle. The Tour winners qualify. Good. Cheers, James. Thank you very much, buddy. So, what version of each player are we going to get? Got you in my ear whilst on That works, and keep updated with the scores. Cheers, Jamie. Thank you very much, buddy. We will keep you posted with everything. Don't you worry about that. So, the Chizzy Rascal has the darts against Woodhouse. This, I said earlier, I have absolutely no idea how this is going to pan out this game. Bob's going 6-4 Woodhouse. Remember, the race for the World Grand Prix and the European Championships is all on the line at the moment. This is weekend is the cut-off for the World Grand Prix. We have this event and one more for the European Championships. So we've got about 50 seconds to go. Yeah, I agree, Tom. It will be interesting to see who keeps their nerve here. It'll be interesting to see if they're aware of the situations and everything. Look, Woodhouse's situation's fine. He's qualified. Right, pictures are back. So here we go. Ryan Searle, front nine average 111.96. Zonneveld's front nine average 115.93. What a display from both players. Right, Swissville is there, so we are ready. Right, walk-ons are happening. So let's do this. Right, we are good. We are ready to roll. So, here comes the Chizzy Rascal. Afternoon, Daniel. Millionaire Shortbread, how are we doing, buddy? Good to have you in. What's going down? I got all excited this morning. I woke up to a nice email saying I'd won on the Euro Millions. £4.60. Teresa, Chizzy just baffles us all. So I was just reading something. So, here we go. It is game on. It is a massive game. For the Chizzy Rascal. And it's a sluggish start from both here. How can Gurney do dark green? So, he can still pass, he can still pass. So, at the moment, there's still way too many people that can overtake Gurney for him to go dark green at the moment. Woodhouse is putting pressure on here. It's a great visit from Chizzy, but it may not matter. Woodhouse is going to get 3 clear to break here. It is 1-0 Woodhouse. It's a break of throw. Dave Chisnall, at the moment, I know it's only leg 1, only averaging 82. Dave Chisnall has work to do. He needs to raise his game here. He is a long way off the pace on Woodhouse. 180! It may be a disastrous weekend for Dave Chisnall. "26th of April was when Chisnall last won on the European Tour." Wow! That's a massive stat, James. At this point, are we worried that are we putting Chizzy in the same bracket as Peter Wright and so on? Just looking at the throw, it's the hook on the follow through. It's just not working. You get one that goes straight, one that jags to the left, and then one that hooks. It is 2-0 Woodhouse. He's averaging 115 right now. Chizzy 81. The Chizzy Rascal has a long, long way back here. Oh, a 180 here would hurt. Oh, it's one on the floor. It's still 120. It's still good. But Chizzy's still favourite because he has the darts at the moment. A trebleless visit here would open the door for Woodhouse. And it's trebleless. Now Woodhouse has an opportunity. It's a massive opportunity. 140 leaves 101. He will get an opportunity for a 3-0 lead. Dave Chisnall, don't get me wrong, Woodhouse is playing incredible here. He's averaging 118. Chizzy is just hanging on to his coattails at the moment. 101 for 3-0. He's not going to get a look. So Dave Chisnall, 64. He may only get one dart at the outer ring here. 16's route or corridor. Treble 8 or treble 16 will do first dart. It's only going to be one dart. And that dart is at tops. And Chizzy hits. That's good because he's been under pressure. Dave Chisnall does hold. And boy, did he need that. Brentford scored. 180 for Luke Woodhouse. The dart at tops from Chizzy wasn't clean. It sort of like found its way into the corner. But look, when you're under pressure like that, you don't care where they land. They just have to land. But Chizzy going with Woodhouse in this leg. The Dave Chisnall average is creeping up now. It's now 91. But Woodhouse down to 121. What can Chizzy leave from 224? It's been good from Woodhouse here. Still around that 116 average. Chizzy needs a treble. Can't find one. So yes, he's on a finish. But Woodhouse would expect to be back if he doesn't take out this 1-2-1. Treble 17 leaves the ball. Bullseye! Oh my! Oh my! What's happening here? 3-1. It's exquisite from Woodhouse. $180 for Dave Chizzy Rascal. His first of the contest. Despite the maximum, Woodhouse is still in this leg. Chizzy cannot shake him off. And then he has a disastrous visit. Opens the door. Woodhouse is down to a finish. Look, Chisnall, 164 from Woodhouse would be tough. Chizzy, what do he give for a 140 or better here? It's only a ton. So the 164 is not going to go from Woodhouse. So Chizzy will get a look at the 1-2-1, but Woodhouse has left himself a cheeky little two-darter. Oh my, Dave Chisnall. It is a horrific first dart in the one, which means he can't finish. So Woodhouse is going to get two darts for a 4-1 lead. There's the 20. There's tops. It's 4-1. Dave Chisnall is in a world of trouble. He is in the mud here. Look, Woodhouse has been brilliant. The average is just shy of 115. 114.98. But if he holds here, Dave Chisnall would have to win 5 legs on the bounce. And that is unlikely. Now this is only game number 2, Nicholas. Ryan Searle won the opening game of the day. 180. Good afternoon, Darryl. Hope you are good. Chisnall is both lucky and unlucky. Schindler plays Pietreczko. One of them will win. Yes, a good call, James. Just out of interest, James, if Chizzy goes on to lose this game, which, look, it's looking more likely, who do you think he would rather win? Schindler or Pietreczko? I get that if Pietreczko wins that he's probably safe, and Van Veen's got a bigger gap to make up. So Woodhouse is going to come back for 41. It is 5-1. Dave Chisnall. So James, if Chizzy loses this, there will be nine first round or nine of his first rounds on the bounce on the Euro Tour. Do you think Chizzy is hoping players still win if he gets beat? I don't know. Nathan, no, because remember, I made this mistake yesterday, mate. So you're in good company. If Schindler leapfrogs Chisnall, remember Schindler then disappears off the Pro Tour side of the order of merit. So Chisnall would drop into 16th spot. Look, in terms of Ed House for Dortmund, look, there's no way of sugarcoating it. Richie Edhouse has got a massive break here this weekend. He's now back into the green. Look, if Dave Chisnall loses here, there is a distinct possibility that Dave Chisnall will miss the European Championships. Cullen outside, Cross outside, Willie O'Connor outside. One, 4-2 for Woodhouse to win it in style. 8 second round losses, 9 consecutive losses in title. Cheers, James. Thank you very much. I'm in the air. Cyprus. Nice, David. Nice. Whereabouts are you going in Cyprus, buddy? Smashing up Iron Apple. Dave Chisnall does hold. But. Ratajski has to win this weekend to make the World Grand Prix. Yeah, he does. But the fact he has not necessarily. No, Bob, a final for Pietreczko would get him there. If he gets to the final, that would put him on 76.25, which would put him above the current totals of Ratajski and Gilding. Chizzy has an opportunity here. He'd like to have been lower than that. But Woodhouse is just stuttering a bit at the end of this leg. Oh my. Another. Tops for the 160. Oh, what a way to win it for Luke Woodhouse. 6-2, and he wins it in style. Dave Chisnall is now going to have to wait and wonder, is he going to the World Grand Prix? Chat room, what do you think? Will Dave Chisnall hang on to either side of the draw bracket? Or is he up against it? No, he will fall out of the green. let me try and work this out. Wait a minute. PDC European Tour 2025. Swiss Darts Trophy. So, Willie O'Connor, if he comes through Danny Noppert, will play either Veenstra or Cross. Yeah, it's not too bad, Nathan. What does Schindler have to do to jump? I think if Schindler beats Pietreczko, he jumps. He jumps Dave Chisnall. That is simple. Now, let's dive a little bit deeper. Let's strip back some layers here. So, let's go from Peter Wright and Dan. You've got obviously Peter Wright and Dave Chisnall in 15 and 16. If Peter Wright loses, and that's an if, that Peter's more than capable, he will stay on 436.50. So players that could get realistically past Chisnall and Wright: Schindler, Van Veen would need to get to the final to get past Peter Wright, and Dave Chisnall. So Van Veen would need a final. Ryan Searle cannot get past them. So it is Van Veen and Schindler are the only two that can leapfrog them. So, now Dave Chisnall will have to wait and wonder. Another massive game coming next. Peter Wright against Dekker. Dekker has won the ball. How are we doing, Nick? I hope you're good, buddy. So, let's get debating. What is Peter Wright going to be colour-wise, going to be wearing? And 2, what darts is he going to use? No worries, James. 6'4" Dekker. I play in Cause Pub in Oslo. Nice, David. I like that. Look, Cause played really well recently. He's been really, really good. And we have got about 5 seconds till pitcher's return. So it is coming up. It's going to be D-Day for Snakebite. Peter Wright. Yeah. So, game number 3 of 7 coming up. Number 12 seed, Peter Wright. This is huge for Snakey. Oh, look, Peter, we've seen spells from him. There's been bits and bobs that have been really good. But then other stuff that have just been very, very mediocre. So here we go, walk on time. Dekker on his way. How we doing, Kay? Hope you are good. Nico, no, long story, mate. I was let down last minute, mate. Gutted. Right, here comes Snakey. Let's go. What colour is he on? He's gone for the bluey green. Be interesting to see what arrows he's chucking. Who's the wealthiest dart player? Oh. it's hard to quantify because long term, you would say there probably will be. Then you'd go either Van Gerwen or Taylor. I would say Taylor. And I'd say Taylor, Van Gerwen, and then Littler will be. But then you've also, look, Gerwyn Price has been very good with his money. Gary Anderson's been very good with his money. But look, remember Peter. Michael had all the... Phil had all the PDC shares that he sold as well. Right, let's get this show on the road. Let's see what Dart Snakey is picked this week. Right, we are underway. Right. Let's have a look at the equipment. It's only on PDC TV, buddy? Or... Oh, got the first World Championship darts out. It looks like he's got an L-style flight on. I think I'm right. I think that's an L-style flight he's got on. So yeah, PDC TV, or if you are in the Netherlands or Germany, I think you can get it on DAZN Sport 1 and Viaplay maybe. But if you're in the UK, PDC TV. That's a good point, James. I'll try and find out. But Peter has bought the first World Championship darts out and has started very, very well. Yeah, I'm in the UK, yeah. PDC TV, or if you have a bookmaker account, you don't have to have a bet. As long as you have funds in your account, you can watch it on in play. Yeah, you don't have to have a bet as long as you've got some money in your account to make it think like you're going to. Then you can watch it in play. To be fair, the darts Peter's chucking here, them and the Elements are the best darts he's ever thrown with. Yeah, I agree, James. I'm sure that once that does expire, there will be some kind of UK deal. So yeah, I agree. Even if it's on Sky Sports Plus or whatever it's called, would be good. Peter has made a mess of this leg. The scoring phase was very, very good. There was a potential early break, but he's fluffed his lines. And Dekker punishes. It is a hold, but Wright had more than enough chances. More than enough. I'm not sure whether MGM do the streaming. I know 365 certainly do. But yeah, if not PDC TV. So, Dekker, he's 1-0 up and he's in this leg. Look, Peter Wright has the dart, so his favourite, but Dekker is just sticking with him early on here. Favourite ever dart shirt? Oh, that's a good question. What is my favourite ever dart shirt? I can't remember what year it was. For some reason, 2013 is in my head, but it might not be. I like the Adrian Lewis shirt that he wore for Blackpool that had the tower silhouette on it. I liked that. I really liked MVG's shirt that he wore at the Masters this year. I thought that looked really classy. What other shirts did I really like? It is 2-0 Dekker. He has broken snakebite. Yeah, Woodhouse has been in really good form. What other dart shirts have I really liked? There's a couple of Paul Nicholsons that I really like the dark green and white I liked. Yeah, I actually preferred. Don't get me wrong. This version of Joe's shirt is nice, but the one before where he had it in two versions, he had black fading down into red, and then he had red fading down into black. I liked it where it was black fading down into red. I thought that looked really, really good. I really like the Gerwyn Price USA shirt that he has for the World Series. I think that looks really good. I like the Luke Humphreys Leeds shirt that he did for the Premier League. Like, a lot of them are one-off shirts that I think look really, really good. Oh, and obviously some signature one-off specials. A couple of Peter Wright's Christmas shirts have been sensational. Yeah, I like Matt's WWE shirts were really, really good. The Edgar Mania one I liked. Stop it, Malachi. Stop it. Yeah, Barney, I agree, James. Not so much. There's been a few that I've not liked, but then there's a few that I have. Dekker is 3-0 up on Peter Wright. So I've just done a quick search. I really liked the yellow and black Barney shirt, James, where it had Barney Army on the back. His current one's nice. I like the orange one with Barney Army on the back. That was decent. I liked that. Um, Ricky Evans, yeah, Ricky Evans' Christmas shirts are always fun. Peter Wright's in danger of going 4-0 down here. Dennis Priestley, yeah, look, it fitted the character of Dennis the Menace superbly. So, this 96 has to go for Snakey. It has to go. Double. And it does. Peter Wright needed that. Double shot gets him in the game because Dekker was ready and waiting to pounce on a potential 4-0 lead. Does that get Snakebite back into this game? Remember, it is a must-win for Snakebite. Remember, if Snakebite drops out of the 16, he will not be going to the World Grand Prix. He hasn't got the safety net of the Pro Tour Order of Merit. Yeah, Macy's World Senior shirts were really nice. I liked Eric's logo on the back of his shirt with the policeman between the Union Jack. I thought it just looked really, really nice as a logo. How come Littler MVG aren't playing? Littler just doesn't need to play. He's safely in the European Championships, so some time off. Michael has prioritised the 3 Pro Tour events next week because he's not in Minehead yet. So, obviously, look, we know Michael's going through a lot at the moment. So, we're trying to, obviously, be a great dad to his kids as well. Being away Friday, Saturday, Sunday, flying to the UK Monday, then playing Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is not ideal. So again, he's at Dortmund, so some family time, and then he's playing the 3 Pro Tours. Marble shirt, yeah, they are. I 100%. If you had to choose one player to knit a 9 dart to save your life, who would it be? Are we talking now or in their prime? Because if we're talking in their prime, I'm saying Michael. If it was now, you'd probably say Luke. Now, either Luke or Gezi, because Gezi loves a 9 darter as well. Wade's pin, again, I'm critical here. I think that Gary and James have had those shirts for so long. They need a change. They need to freshen up. Yeah, 100%. Gezi loved a 9. I'll tell you what, it's the writing. It's looking on the wall here for Snakey. Dekker is threatening his throw again. I really liked Kyle Anderson's as well. Dekker can get to a finish first here. Who's your favourite player of the current gen? Look, I love watching MVG at his best. Anderson free flowing, Littler, Humphreys. I like quick players. They just make the game look so much better. Yeah, I'd put Johnny in there as well, 100%. I love watching Johnny play. When he's playing well, Joe Cullen is box office. Yeah, granted, we haven't seen as much as we like, but when Joe's on, he's box office. So Peter Wright is going to get a chance to cut the gap to 2 here. I would imagine 10 for double 16. He's gone 2 tops. And pins it 4-2. Peter Wright leads, but he has cut the gap. So, Dekker still has Peter Wright where he wants him at the moment. Clayton Aspinall, battler of the battlers, yeah. I'll go William O'Connor. He's playing his A game. Nice spot, like I say. Everyone's allowed their favourites. There's no right or wrong answer. So, Dekker just edging down in this leg. Peter Wright has to find something. Needs a spark from somewhere. Somehow. Can he unlock the old snake bite? That version of Peter is one of the best players we've seen. How can he find and unlock that again? Dekker is down to a finish and nothing Peter Wright can do about it. Dekker will have minimum 6, maybe even 9 to get rid of this 1-4-2. Would like a treble here though, Dekker, just to... I'm not sure on that. Peter. No pressure, no finish. Dekker on the verge of a 5-2 lead. To be fair, it's a good job that Dekker has had all these darts because he's made a mess of this setup as well. Put it on the screen so we can see it. Sadly not, chappers, sadly not. It's copyrighted content and I like what we've created as a brand, as a channel, and don't fancy losing it to the old copyright police. So, double 18 for 5-2 for Dekker. Peter Wright is now on a finish. Dekker he's made a mess of this leg. He has made an absolute mess of it, and this would be some steal for Peter Wright. But Peter Wright has also missed the big number. So Dekker gets another go. I said he had 6 and 9, more like 12 or 15. Dekker is on the hill. Peter Wright is at the point of no return. He will have to win 4 legs on the banks. Otherwise, his hopes of the World Grand Prix are out of his own hands. If Willie plays like he did last night, he could have a career-changing weekend. He could. I agree. Have you ever had an opinion on darts players after you first interviewed them? No, I've always been an open. I've never prejudged anyone before I've met them, Bob. Sorry, Nico. For the first time, it's always an open slate. I've had players before where I've interviewed them and they've not been a particularly good interview, as in they don't give you much coming. They're quite short with their answers and they don't give you a lot to go off. And then all of a sudden, bang, there's been one interview and they've been brilliant and they've articulated what they mean and so on. So that's always good. Salesman, come on, Snakey. Yeah, he does need a miracle now. Look, old snake bite. Could he win 4 legs on the spin against Dekker? 100%. Can this version of Peter Wright? I don't know. I don't know. But Snakey, 106 to try and get the first of those 4. So 48, Dekker not on a finish. Oh, we've had a dart change. Dart change, everyone. Peter has changed the equipment. But Peter misses. Dekker now has a chance to win it. Oh, he's going to get 2 match darts. And he's missed 2 match darts. Peter Wright survives once more. He's changed back to the... I'm not sure what they are. It's the multicoloured finish dart. And he's got the Red Dragon Nitro flight on the back end of the dart now. But yeah, dart change for Snakey. Dart change. But Peter has missed. Dekker has already missed 2 match darts. 3, 4, 5 match darts have now gone begging for Dekker. Peter Wright wins the leg. Peter's average has dropped to just 78.33 at the moment. Absolute disaster for Dekker. 5 match darts have come and gone. Will he get any more? You would think so. Dekker again in control. Have I got any phobias? I don't think so. Nothing springs to mind. Peter needs a big visit here. And gets it. He may be forging something here, Peter Wright. He might, Salesman, you're right. He might get lucky here. Peter Wright leaves tops. Dekker 161 is a big ask. It's a massive ask. And a break to get within 1. Are snakebite fans, is snakebite starting to believe that may be 1 too many? Slips into the double 1 and then misses 2 at double 19. Dekker, room 101. Remember, he's already missed 5 match darts. He's going to get another at double 16. It is now 6 match darts missed for Dekker. Is Peter Wright using up all of his 9 lives here? He was aggressive. And Peter Wright has missed once more. Surely Dekker is not going to miss more. It's already 6, 7, 8. Ninth time lucky. Dekker beats Peter Wright, and now all of a sudden Chizzy and Peter Wright have to wait and wonder. The dangers to them both are Martin Schindler and Jan van Veen. They are the 2 dangers on the seeding side. I think it's Dekker's son is going absolutely through the mill there. Dekker's son's almost in tears. He was living every single second of that. Coming up after the break, it will be Mike de Dekker against Christoph Ratajski. Remember, a win for Ratajski would put him above Andrew Gilding. Andrew Gilding would then fall into the trapdoor position. Blimey. Things are getting interesting. The Dekker has won the ball against Ratajski. Oh, going 6-4 Ratajski. How are we doing? P, right, had so many ones. Yeah, it's just scatter shooting, but it's all taking shape. The drama is loaded. Remember, all eyes this evening are going to be on Schindler and Pietrezco for one. Also, this afternoon, William O'Connor, Danny Noppert in a few games' time. There is drama all over the place. Was that good for Chizzy? It doesn't really matter that result, because Chizzy had already lost, so he's still in the trapdoor spot in the seeds. So yeah, that didn't really matter too much, Jack, for Chizzy. I say Van Veen. If Schindler wins, he leapfrogs Chisnall. Then it's, can Van Veen do enough to force himself there? But I suppose the other question you have to ask yourself, and we touched on it in the match play, 2 seconds. Wrecking Ball, can we see it? Yeah, PDC TV. Who does crossplay if he wins? Crossplay is the winner of Noppert and O'Connor. But Van Veen and Schindler are going to the World Grand Prix. It's just a case of, are they seeded or are they on the other side? Now, we spoke about this at the match play a fair bit. If you are in 16th, you are going to run into the number 1 seed in round 2. The likelihood is. Now, would you rather go, okay, it is what it is, but I'm seeded? Or would you rather go on the other side and take the chance with the draw? Bye, switch it over to the British Open snooker. The Wizard John. Nice, Peter, nice. Good to have you in, buddy. Probably not, Bob. I will have the Ryder Cup on, most probably. So we've got about a minute and 10 seconds till pictures return. I'm getting the iPad set up. Ready. For the golf. Pictures are back. The world is sad. My mate this morning, only 23, found his mum passed away. Dad died a few years ago. Sorry to hear that, mate. It's yeah, not nice, Dal, not nice. Peter Wright, only a scoring frontline average of 84. So, coming up, match number 4 of 7, the number 15 seed, Mike D. Dekker. So, Swiss Phil back on the stage. We are ready to go. Think he's washed, possibly. Right, we are good. Oh, no, they've swapped it around. Ratajski has won the ball. They've just switched the little asterisks. The Polish Eagle, remember. I personally don't see both O'Connor and Zonneveld making it. I think if Ratajski wins this game, he's there. So Ratajski on the stage. Here comes the Dekker. The real deal against the Polish Eagle. I think Spurs win, Rick. I think we'll be okay. So both players are on the stage. We are ready to rock and we are ready to roll. How we doing, Alan? Good to have you in, buddy. Good to have you in. I'm good, mate. I'm good. As we get ready for this, this is a big game. Like I say, I think if Ratajski wins this, he leapfrogs Gilding, and I think that'll be enough. Not mathematically, Daniel, no. I don't think... Wait a minute. Let's need to see what half of the draw these are on. So... Pietreczko. So Pietreczko's on that half. So Dekker, no, Zonneveld, Woodhouse, and O'Connor are on that half. So I don't think so. He's close. Look, realistically, Daryl Gurney will make it. It's just not mathematical yet. The Dekker takes the opener 1-0 and breaks the Ratajski throw. How we doing, Leo? How we doing? Look, sitting this one out. It'll be on the Pro Tour in the week. Ratajski needs to get something going here. The big fish for the Dekker. Doesn't go, but 117 to big ask for Ratajski. Doesn't go, so the Dekker gets the chance to double her lead. Double her lead? His lead. I was looking at something there. He's gone round the houses. Massive, massive miss from Mike de Dekker. Is Ratajski going to punish? He is 1-1. 2 breaks of throw. Right now, both of these not firing on all cylinders. Ratajski comfortable here. The Dekker has dropped off. He had a really good leg one. He's dropped off here in the next couple. Remember, he starts the defence of that title. Coming up. Could do with a treble, Ratajski. Yeah, that's good. Phil, apart from the World Championships, what tournament are you looking forward to most for the rest of this year? Oh, good question, Kieran. For me, I think either the European Championships or the Grand Slam for me, either of those two. Ratajski now has double 10. Two-one, Ratajski leads. Remember, this is huge for Ratajski. The Polish Eagle is on the verge of the World Grand Prix after not having the best 18 months. Look, we know Ratajski is a dangerous character. When he's on, he is on. But it's been difficult for him. The Dekker doesn't take it out, but doesn't really matter here because he will return. Just doesn't want to invite pressure. my. Oh my. The Dekker's making hard work of this. Now there is pressure. Oh my. What a time to have a disaster from Mike de Dekker. I'm just watching the darts he's thrown as well. They can't get any closer. They are not poorly thrown darts. You know, when they're hugging wires, he couldn't have done any more apart from put it in. This could be a disaster. If you're Andrew Gilding, you're like, Mike, why now? Why have a doubling meltdown? Phil, when do Viaplay lose the rights for the European Tour? I don't know. I'm going to try and find out, Kieran. And yeah, look, I would be amazed that darts is so popular right now. I would be amazed if someone didn't pick them up. Yeah. How we doing? Last suspect, hope you are good. Dekker needs to find something. That was that's a start. 180. To be fair, the Dekker's scoring's actually been decent. It's his doubling that has been woeful. 1 from 11, 9%. That's been his undoing. Remember, this is only a hold of throw if he gets this leg. Ratajski is still in absolute cruise control. This time he finally pins. But Ratajski has the darts here. He can move within one. Where can we watch it? At what point of this live can... What's the point? What's the point in you being in the chat room, being a knob wrecking ball? We do this, we simulcast this across all platforms. So keeping you guys up to date. As I said, I'm not going to risk my channel and the relationship that I've got with the PDC to play copyrighted content. So if you don't like it, kindly fuck off. This is better from the Dekker. He's threatening the Ratajski throw here. Like I said, 5 maximums. The scoring have not been an issue for the real deal. Right now, the Gilding fan club is enjoying this. The Willie O'Connor fan club is also enjoying it. Anyone fancy Chelsea, Liverpool and Forest treble? Chelsea maybe. Liverpool I don't know. I don't think any are guarantees, Del. Ratajski needs to stop this little comeback charge from Mike the Dekker here. 180. Ratajski needed that. Is Wayne Rooney Manchester United's greatest ever player? Certainly in the modern era, yes. Look, I never saw Best, Charlton and all that play, so that I don't know. But certainly in the modern era, that's classy from the Dekker. Takes out the 110 and we are back level. Look, he still needs to break Ratajski again, but it is 3 legs on the spin for the real deal. Ratajski is just having a mid-game wobble here, and the Dekker is taking full advantage. Has the Dekker spun the momentum around here? Yeah, like I said, James, I never saw Best in that play. So certainly the modern era, I would say Wayne Rooney, yes, but I never saw those others play. I tell you, the Dekker now has a massive chance to lead here. Remember, he was 4-1 down. This will be for 4 legs on the spin. This would be huge. Absolutely huge. Oh, Ratajski's hit the first treble and then he slid the wrong side into the treble 1. Two at tops for the Dekker to lead and he takes it. What has Ratajski got in the locker? If the Dekker holds here, he wins. And then Ratajski has the anxious, the nervous wait. Remember, O'Connor, Zonneveld would have to win at least 2 more games. I tell you what, it shows how well the Dekker has scored here. That he's only 5 from 18 and he's still averaging 97. The scoring has been sensational. The doubling has been dog and duck. I saw best play for Hibs. Nice, James, nice. Looking for something. Ratajski. There should be some comeback for the Dekker. He was 4-1 down for 5 legs on the spin. And he's mismatched darts. Can Ratajski rescue the situation? He's going to get a dart too. And that dart is at double 16. Oh my! Where has Ratajski pulled that from? There's another twist in the tail. The Dekker will be kicking himself. Will be livid. Missing match darts the way he did. Afternoon, Paul. Good to have you in, buddy. Here we go. Crunch moment. And Ratajski has won it. What a massive, massive moment for Christoph Ratajski. The Dekker was 4-1 down. He won 4 on the spin to lead. He then missed match darts, but then Ratajski pulled a ton topper to save his skin. Wow, what a turn of events. We don't often get emotion. Oh, the Dekker's livid. Absolutely livid. He has thrown that one away. And there it is. Darts ranking has updated. Ratajski is now into 15th. I think Ratajski is safe. I don't think 2 will make it. Wowzers, big change. Massive for Ratajski. Now, Andrew Gilding is the man sitting on the trapdoor, and there's nothing he can do about it. Oh dear, Malachi. How are we doing, Jacob? What is Andrew doing right now? I don't know. O'Connor is probably angry with the Dekker for losing that game. I know, if will he... Look, he hasn't lost it deliberately, Bob, has he? Is the thing. It's like... But just that win just increases the monetary value by £500 that they've got to get to. In terms of winning games, it doesn't make a difference because he would have still had to have got to there anyway. So, chat room, what do you think? Right now, who would you rather be? William O'Connor or Raymond van Barneveld? Out of the pair, who do you think has the better opportunity to qualify? You say that, Bob, and on form, I would probably agree, but we know that Damo just chucks in that one every now and then that is an off performance. Now, if he chucks it in against Barney, he could lose, but then also... roll the clock back to last week. Barney produced that unbelievable performance from nowhere, and he could produce one of them again. It's the unknown. It's the not knowing what you're going to get. We got about a minute and 10 seconds till pitchers return. So, what are we saying? Veenstra has won the darts. Robert Cross, remember, is currently outside the places for the European Championships. This is a massive game for him. Let me get that ranking up so we can have a look at it. So, a win for Rob Cross in this game would temporarily put him into the spots, meaning Ed House would drop out once more. Fraser, 100%, both races, the European one and the World Grand Prix. Look, the European one, there is some names outside at the moment. Joe Cullen, Dave Chisnall, Rob Cross, William O'Connor, Michael Smith obviously isn't going to qualify because he's not at ET14 either. Matt Campbell, Sedlacek, Hybrex, Lukeman, Mansell, Sulovic, Tricol, Rids. Callan's obviously still in at the moment, so he could put a dent in that. There you big... Well, Dimitri van den Berg's only earned £4,000 on the European Tour this year. It is going to be brutal. Good afternoon, Joe. Hope you are good, buddy. Sir Robert, 6'3". If Snakebite drops out of the top 16, will he then still qualify for the... Yeah, the European Championships is something different, Bob. That's a different ranking system. On the European Championship race, Peter is currently 26th on 30,000. That will be enough. I think Snakey, he's done enough there. But again, that resets for next year. So at the moment, it's bleak for Peter. That he's always in these tournaments. The World Match Play for next year, he is nowhere near. I know that race has only just started, but we're looking at the money that he's used to having on his rankings simply isn't there anymore. So, unless something changes massively, and I'm not talking about his one-off games because we've seen him do that. I'm on about the consistency level. Unless he can find that, then it could be a very difficult year for Peter Wright next year in terms of what TV tournaments he gets to. So, Swiss Phil getting the boys to the stage. Again, what will we get from Veenstra? He's, again, inconsistent. So provisionally on the tour card race, so this is up including the World Championships, Bob. Peter is down to 26th in the world provisionally after the World Championships. Now, looking as a whole, obviously for the rest of this year, he's got £180,000 to defend, around 41.5% of all his money. Next year, he's got £177,000 to defend, and so far this year he's only earned £77,500. So he's always because he's had such an illustrious career that for a decade he has been in every TV tournament going. He's constantly defending money year after year. Not just Peter, this is all the top guys. When you've been in everything for so long, you have to keep qualifying year after year after year because you're always defending that money. It's just a constant conveyor belt. What am I defending at the match play from 2 years ago? What am I defending at the Grand Prix from 2 years ago? And so on. And then when you stop getting to these TV tournaments, it's a huge hit. And here comes Bobby. Oh, what a chip that is from John Rahm. So both players are on the stage. How we doing, Ash? I am good, mate. I am good. Hope you are well. Veenstra and Cross about to get underway. And here we go. Remember, this is a huge game for Bobby Cross. Let's go, Paul. Let's go. Remember, Cross has won the European Championships twice. It would be a disaster if he doesn't get there. Still, last suspect, not yet. Again, the problem is Pro Tours and so on. A lot of people travelling on Monday and so on. So Veenstra is in control on his own throw here. Down to a double. The big fish is not going to go for Rob Cross, and it's a bit of a sluggish start from Bobby at the moment. Not at the races as of yet. Remember, everyone, if you are new here, make sure you drop us a like, tap the screen if you're on TikTok, or if you're on YouTube, make sure you subscribe as well. And Richard Veenstra leads 1-0. Go on, Rory and Fleetwood. 4 up. We like that. Yeah, good start for Richard Veenstra. Bob Cross just has work to do. We have a big fish. We have a small fish. What would the be? Oh, I suppose if... Oh, 180! I suppose if we were doing it properly, Rick, I would say like that. The big fish is the 170. The medium fish is 130, and I'd say 90 on the ball is the little fish. Much better leg from Rob Cross here. He has awoken. Barney could miss out on the European Championships. Yeah, he could. He could very easily. He's only 1,000 or just inside. So yeah, he has work to do, 100%. So Cross dominating this leg. Leaves 16. And he will return. No worry there. We are level 1 apiece. Bob, he's stuck with the new target points as well that we saw them at the launch, and then he played with them for the first time last week. Rob, not one. He doesn't make too many changes to equipment normally, but he has here. We've seen him play with his Gen 2s for a little bit, but not really consistently. He always ends up going back to the Gen 1s. I saw him at an exhibition earlier on in the year. He was floating around playing with some prototypes, and he keeps threatening to change. But in terms of darts, what do you think? Should Rob Cross have a change? Has he got to a certain level with those Gen 1s and plateaued out that he can't get any better with them? Or are they the ones that he just needs to stick to? It's an interesting point. But I know certain players are different, and so on. But Richard Veenstra is 2-1 to the good. Again, on throw at the moment. Roberto will need to find a break of throw if he's to win. Again, dominant from Cross here on his own darts. Having it all his own way. Just looking at Cross with these new points, they do sit up nicely. The point seems a little bit longer. Not too much, but just enough that it's looking like he can see more of the bed. Veenstra leaving the old 162. Will he get a go at it? Was he going to go up? Is he going to go down? That's the question. He's not going to get a go at it. So we are level at 2-2. And then Veenstra, 180. They're both motoring here. And Cross, for the first time, is asking serious questions of the Richard Veenstra throw. He is going to get 6 to break. He's going to get 6 at 187. This is very, very good from Roberto. He's averaging 104 now. He has upped his game. And at the moment, Veenstra has not gone with him. He may have now. That's a fabulous setup. One dart for Cross. Massive moment. And he's missed. Veenstra survives. Tops to lead once more. 1 at 10s. And he's missed. Cannot be letting Rob Cross back in these situations. And Veenstra may have paid the price here. Oh, Roberto. That's now 4 darts to break. How big could this be? Cross has had gilt edge chances. But Veenstra misses again. It's turned into a nightmare for Flyers. Surely Cross doesn't miss again. MODUS gets him out of jail. Break of throw in leg 5. Veenstra can only blame himself. Does anyone know what happened to Wesley Harms? No, I haven't got a clue, Dale, to be fair. I am not sure. I don't know if he's even still playing locally or anything like that. Does anyone know what happened to Dimitri? He's fallen off. Confidence. I think that I don't know this. This is just me looking in. I think over the last few years, Dimitri has overcomplicated everything. Thinking about everything. I think he's a much better when he's just an instinctive player. I think he's overthought the preparation, the address, and everything like that. And I just think his head's an absolute mess because of it. Look, and I might be completely wrong with that. That's just what I feel looking in at his game, that he's just overcomplicated everything. Can Cross now see this off? Remember, this is a massive game for him in terms of getting to Dortmund. So just sets up on knees 52. Veenstra, you're set up. You're going to have to apply pressure. And that needs to be 2 trebles, which is not coming. So Cross for 4-2. 2 at double 16. Bobby is in the groove right now. 4-2 in front. He consolidates the break with a hold. Now Veenstra is in a world of trouble. Yeah, Flyers was good early on, but right now he is just struggling. Oh, I'm going to stretch the legs a minute. Who's Core's next opponent? Let's have a quick look. I've got the draw bracket up here. Core Dekker will play either Menzel Sulovic or Chris Doby, and then a potential quarter-final against one of Clayton Aspinall, Schindler or Springer. So fairly tough draw for him. But now Veenstra has to score big, needs a treble. Doesn't get one, so the door is open now for Cross for a double break all of a sudden. This game has swung in the favour of Roberto, but he can't punish. So Veenstra may get away with this. And again, poor scoring from Flyers. Leaves a ton, but it should have been lower. Oh, Cross, wrong treble for him. This leg's just got a little bit messy. A little bit Lionel. So 93 for Cross. Does he go 19s or does he go ball? Aggressive or conservative? He's gone conservative, but it's paid off. Double 16 and he pins it. Roberto has broken for a second time. He is now on the cusp of victory and he throws next. That could be all she wrote for Flyers. And again, he'll be disappointed, only averaging 83 here. It's not been his best by a long stretch of the imagination. beauty for Roberto Cross as he's closing in on victory. One, two, six needed for Cross to serve up victory. Ooh, match start missed. Now, I understand trying to win it here in the here and now, but Rob Cross has left a tricky double three with Veenstra not on a finish. Will that haunt him? Will he pay the price? No, he will not. Rob Cross pins that tricky looking double three to complete a 6-2 victory. Remember, he was 2-1 down. He has won 5 legs on the bounce, Roberto. And temporarily, once it's updated, there we go. He is now into the green for the European Championships. The defending champion, Richie Edhouse, drops back out. So there we go. Cross is through. Coming up next, our penultimate match of the session, Jan van Veen against Dirk van Duijvenbode, and then the final game of the session is not to be missed. William O'Connor against Danny Noppert. Wrong one. Dirk has won the ball. It's a combination of things, Del. I used to think, Phil, you ran the other... To be fair, I used to work for another darts channel, Del. So, Dirk yesterday was bizarrely so good and so bad in the same game. Yeah, they're still there, still going, still speak to Jay. So, score predictions. What are we saying? Is Chizzy going to the Grand Prix? Aidan, at the moment, he is in a provisional place. However, there is more than a chance that Dave Chisnall doesn't make it to the World Grand Prix. At the moment, He's in a position. However, now he's out, there is nothing he can do about it. So, yeah, there is more than a possibility. Rob Cross just won 6-2, Archie. But Dirk against Van Veen coming next. That should be an absolute belter of a tie. Right, we've got about 2.5 minutes till pictures return. So, ready to do this. Any questions, fire them in while we're waiting. Anything you want to know as we get ready for Jan van Veen against Duijvenbode? What's everyone up to today? Anything nice? Anything interesting? Got just under a minute till pictures return. That Pietreczko Schindler game tonight is going to be good with all on the line. Remember, if Schindler wins, Dave Chisnall drops out of being a seed. He would fall into the Pro Tour side, but in the final spot. Which is where, if you're a Dave Chisnall fan right now, you're cheering on Pietreczko, and if that all goes south, you're cheering on Danny Noppert. Watching online darts with popcorn. Love that, Paul. Love that. And pictures are returning. So here we go, the Swiss Darts Trophy coming back. When did all these managers have one system rubbish? It's got. I've been saying this for ages. It's a modern manager. It's what I call the Pep effect, because Pep has never done, and I'm not slating Pep as a bad manager here, by the way, but I'm just saying Pep has never had plan B. Pep's plan B is always do plan A better. And because he's been so successful doing that and believing in that, it's just filtered down to this young breed of manager, head coach, whatever you want to call them, that they are so set, this is my philosophy, this is how my teams play. And it comes down from Pep, in my opinion, because they're all modelling themselves on him, the great man, going, he doesn't change. He plays that way. My teams will play the same. We'll get it right. We keep going. We keep going. We do it better. We will get it right. But go back 10 years, 10, 15 years, there was an array of world-class managers. They're not there anymore. I am late to this. Probably not, Rob, if I'm being honest. Look, I'm pleased that those players have got somewhere to play, but it just feels like it's a bunch of mates meeting up every 6 to 8 weeks and just having a game. That's what it feels like. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, by the way, but that's what it feels like. Manager quality isn't what it once was. I think part of that is to blame is the influx of foreign managers. I'm not sure it's the influx of foreign managers specifically. Look, you think back in the day, players didn't earn the money they earn now. So when their playing careers finished, they had to go into management or they had to go into media work. That was kind of the two avenues for ex-footballers to go into, where now the players earn that much money, they don't need to manage. So some want to, that's a difference. But look, also, yeah, do I think that every manager... No, I think there are good young British coaches that have been overlooked. That haven't had a go. And that they're forced to go and learn their trade elsewhere. I think Frank Lampard is a great... I think Lampard is going to be a good manager. I look what he did at his first spell at Chelsea, very good. I look what he did at Derby, very good. When he went back to Chelsea to hold the fort, look, yes, Everton didn't go according to plan. But again, like I spoke about earlier, I don't think that's necessarily his fault. When you look at certain clubs that, for want of a better word, are fucked. At the time, Everton was one of them. That it was rotten. So it wasn't the right fit, wasn't the right move. Like, I look at... I look at, and speaking to John Terry and some of the podcasts that John Terry's done recently, he wanted to go into management, and it was just like impossible. So he's just enjoying himself at 2 days a week working with the kids at the Chelsea Academy. Look, I think John Terry could have been a really good manager. Remember, there are two types of manager stroke coach. There are some that are great man managers, like your Fergies and so on, that didn't necessarily get involved with the coaching side. He would manage the players, manage the expectations and an arm round them and so on, and would let his coaches coach. But then the other way, you've got people that are really good coaches, but their man management skills are awful. but that doesn't mean that Amorim isn't a good coach. Is the thing. I actually think Ruben Amorim is a very good coach. Yes, he might not have that managerial, but this is the difference between a head coach and a manager. Harry Redknapp. Was Harry Redknapp a good coach? No. Was Harry Redknapp a great manager? Yes. And that's the difference between the two. CP, yeah, he didn't play well, Nathan. Correct, Rick. Rafa Benitez, tactically, one of the best managers I've ever seen. Tactically, could set a team up. But I agree, man management, you listen to any player that played under him, I don't think anyone's had a good word to say about how he was as a man manager. But tactically, he was insanely good. And that's the difference. Like, if you've got a blend of both, you're onto a winner. Dirk, it's horrible walk on. Is taking place. It's just a noise, isn't it? Here comes Jan van Veen. So who was my favourite Spurs managers? I really liked. I'm not saying he was like, but I really liked Martin Jol. He was a character. I'm not saying he was the best coach or anything like that, but Martin Jol was in there. He gets an honourable mention. Harry Redknapp. My top two by a long way are Harry Redknapp and Poch. They're not even close, Rick. Poch and Harry by a long way. I actually liked Jose as well, and that went a bit sour between Sherman. Great win for Cross. Sorry, miles away there. I actually liked Jose, and again, he was sacked because of what could have happened. I'm pretty sure there was a clause in his contract that if he won a trophy, triggered like a 2 or 3 year extension to that Spurs deal, we were led to believe. And I don't think Levy could take the risk on him beating City in the Cup, because his record against Pep was actually very good in one-off games. And unfortunately, Levy pulled the trigger and sold Ryan Mason up the creek. Yeah, that's never been confirmed, Rick. But when you listen to like the journalists and whatever, the football journalists, they get more info than we do. But yeah, I think there was some clause in his contract if he won if he won something. Phil, what's your highest checkout? I've done the big fish twice. But we are underway. Van Veen and Van Duijvenbode. So Van Veen threatening the throw early here. Look, it's not been a particularly good start for either player right now. But this is better from Van Veen. 180 as he has the Dirk throw under some pressure in leg one. .65 either way is my guess. Nice. Look. Van Veen leads 1-0. It's a break. Dirk, the radar is scatter shooting at the moment. Not his best in leg one. Only averaging 62. We know Dirk is better than that. .180. That's better, Dirky boy. That's better. All right, let's. I didn't look. Please tell me Isak is starting for Liverpool. Otherwise, I messed up in FPL. Yes, he is. Thank God. Van Veen down to a finish, but Dirk is going to have something to say about that. The Uber genius has awoke from his slumber in leg one, and Van Veen is not going to take out the big finish. So Dirk is going to get an instant chance to break back. Tops. Oh, Dirk. Board management. That's unforgivable. Unforgivable. You cannot throw two out of the board. And 2-0 Van Veen. Yeah, so he's tried to go tops and ended up throwing them both out. Look, I get going hard. Yeah, if you're going tops and you overpitch the first one, I get that. But you then can't go for the same target and throw it out the board. Much better leg scoring-wise from Van Duijvenbode here. $130 to get a leg on the board. Better scoring from Dirk here. Dirk misses, but so does Van Veen. Dirky boy, misses again. The doubles are haunting him. It is 3-0. And again, like we said yesterday, it's just a roller coaster within a game for Dirk. Well, even to the point within a leg. He's missed 5 darts to win that leg. The scoring was out of this world. The doubling was dog and duck. It's a roller coaster within roller coasters at the moment for Dirk. Send it out. Reel it in. The big fish for Van Veen. It is 4-0. The young Dutchman is at it again. He was sensational last week, but lost. The scoring is on point again here. But this time he's winning. Dirky boy has a lot to do. No, mate. My pictures on PDC TV are okay, Dave. I've still got it. We could be about to have a bagel on our hands here. Dirk may be about to be bageled. Maybe not. 180. Dirk may have pulled it out of the fire. It is 5-0. Get your bagels ready. Pick your toppings. $180. Van Veen is averaging 110. Don't get me wrong. Dirk partly has been the architect of his own downfall in key moments. But it is stunning from Veen. He cannot miss. Yeah, if you try, Dave, if you try refreshing the screen, buddy, that could help. And it's looking like that's all she wrote, Veen, to complete the bagel. Choose your toppings. Gets another go. 8 for a whitewash. No problems, Dave, no problems. We're always here to help, buddy. Last dart in hand. Veen, bagels, Van Duijvenbode. The Ober Genius is out. Veen carries on. Now, next game, final game of the session, is huge. It is massive. Danny Noppert against William O'Connor. Remember, the World Grand Prix is at stake. O'Connor needs to win another 2 matches today and tomorrow afternoon to get to Andrew Gilding's total. But that might not be enough, because Barney is lurking, Pietreczko is lurking. Edhouse would need to win the event. Veen talking to Swiss Phil. Fired up O'Connor. Yeah, it should be good. It should be good. Come on, William, lad. Look, a lot of love for William O'Connor in the chat room. A lot of love indeed. Who does Ratajski? We've kind of forgotten about Christoph. Not intentionally, Christoph. I'm a fan. So he will play either Landman or Bunting. Look, Stephen Bunting is incredible, but at the moment he's giving away opportunities. Danny Noppert has won the ball, everyone. I know you still only need to win 6 legs, but Noppert has won the ball. Has O'Connor and Noppert ever played on a Euro Tour match? Without looking, Bob, I don't know. But I would, that they've been on that many, I would be amazed if they haven't met somewhere. So, the break is in play. 2 minutes, 25 seconds. Till pictures return. This is huge for William O'Connor. Absolutely huge. But can he seize the opportunity? Time will tell. Time will tell. Who's Barney playing? RVP will play Damon Heta this evening. No, Willie can beat anyone bar the top 2 on his day. I don't know. Can he beat most? 100%. Look, if Luke, MVG, Gezi and Gary, for me, those 5, if they all play their best, the others don't beat them. They can all beat each other in a round robin type scenario. But if those 5 all play their A game, the other players don't beat them. Right, 5 seconds till pictures return. As we get ready. Van Veen's front 9 scoring average, 118.76. Dirk's 101.61, not bad. Dirk 0 from 5 is the issue. Van Veen running at 40%, 6 from 15. Just an all-round good performance from Jan van Veen. It's what he does. How we doing, Richard? Good to have you in, buddy. What's the date, Richard, of the Irish Open in Killarney this year? I think the top 5 players in the world right now: Luke Hammer, Josh Rock. Consistently, I don't disagree with that at all. I just think that Gary on his day, we still see those massive averages there and so on. But yeah, consistently, 100%. I don't disagree. Right, just doing a little interview with a pre-record with Mr. O'Connor. So, massive 20 minutes or so for William O'Connor. And Swiss Phil is on the stage to get the players on. Here we go. Missing Budapest last week was a big turning point in the... Yeah, look, it's one of those, isn't it? Look, and qualifying for the Euro Tours is hard work, Bob. There's no gimme. Like, everyone knows, I think Scott Williams is a huge talent, massive talent. But he's only qualified for 1 European Tour this year, which is mad when you think about it. Do you think a prime Van Gogh would be feared now? Yeah, 100%. I still there is still that element of fear there. Now, look, we know it's not prime, but when you listen to players, they're all like, if Michael plays well, he's the best. So yeah, look, that element of doubt is still there. They all know. Look what Luke Humphries has won over the last 2 years. The performances he's put in, and he still says, if Michael plays his best, Michael beats everyone, and so on. Look, so yeah, look, it is still there. Gary is frustrating. You know the game is there. He's average 115. Yeah, and that's what I mean. That if he rocks up, we know those levels are there for him. Here comes the freeze, Danny Noppert. Right, the freeze is on the stage. He's never kicked in straight away. Someone didn't press the right button, Bob. So we are ready to go. Final game of the session. Noppert against O'Connor. It's a must-win game for William O'Connor if he is to keep his hopes of the World Grand Prix alive. I think he will. Look, that might be blinkered, but yeah, I think he does win another one. So, Danny Noppert kicks us off. Now it's over to you, Willie. You need to find 6 winning legs out of the next 11 to keep those hopes and dreams alive. But Noppert has started like an absolute train here in leg 1. If he carries on in this vein, it could be a short ending. No, I disagree, Dale. I disagree. For me, darts at the top end of the sport isn't as good as what it was 5-6 years ago. The floor has risen massively, but I don't think the top end is as good overall. One 0 Danny Noppert. I look at the MVG World Championship win. I think it was 2018, or that one. That's the best World Championship winning run I've ever seen. That 2-year period when he won 71% of all tournaments entered, that was the best spell of darts I've ever seen. O'Connor's throw is under the cosh here. 1, O'Connor is not at the level he was yesterday. But 2, Danny Noppert is on another planet at the moment. The freeze cannot miss. He's averaging 129. This might... I think a win here for Noppert puts Daryl Gurney dark green. It's not going to go. O'Connor, he'd love a Trevor 60, doesn't really apply maximum pressure. But Noppert's got 2 to break here. 1 in hand. O'Connor fans look away, but you've got your moment. He's missed. It just said he withdrew, or he didn't travel due to family reasons. And we hope everything is okay in the Ross Smith household. And he's missed the ball, O'Connor. You don't think Noppert will miss again, and he doesn't. It is uphill from here. When your opponent is averaging these numbers, it's brilliant from Noppert. O'Connor is under pressure. He has to find something, and something quickly. Otherwise, this match could be taken away in the blink of an eye. Noppert is just doing the right things when he has to. 180. Noppert, we're only in leg 3 and he's had 3 maxes. This is how good the scoring has been from him. It is 3-0. He's still averaging 112. Sorry, William O'Connor fans. It's looking like the run is coming to the end. Problem is, it's all right hitting trebles, Bob, but when your opponent is smashing trebles as well, that makes it difficult, especially with a 3-0 lead. I don't know if I should change my dart club. The next one is 35-minute drive away, but I have a lot of good friends my age there. My current one is 5 minutes away, but I am very unhappy there. If you're not happy, go and change. Go and play with your mates. Go and enjoy it. Sport, whether that's darts, football, tennis, rugby, cricket, whatever, is about enjoying yourself. So my would be change, go and play with your mates and enjoy it. I disagree, Dow. I think the competition was there. He just ruined it, in my opinion. O'Connor needs to hold here and does. Big leg. He's now got something to work off. He's upped his average here, O'Connor. But it's still, is it enough? I don't know. Needs to find something and find something quickly. There's a chance here. A big visit for O'Connor. We still see players miss loads of match starts now, Dow. I think you're being overcritical, in my opinion. That's just, I'm not saying you're wrong, but in my opinion, I think you're being overcritical. I think the standard back then was still right up there. Personally. O'Connor has taken the darts here. This is better from Willie. Noppert's level is just starting to drop a little. It's still very good around the 102 mark. But ships are meeting in the middle. Will not want to see a treble in these first two visits. Isn't one. So O'Connor to cut the gap and put us back on throw here. This has to go, and does. That was a must hit. So now O'Connor, can he hold for 3 on the spin? No, I disagree, Dale. I think Taylor was old, but he was still a threat. He won the world match play in his last year playing. He got to the world final in his last year of playing. So regardless of age, he was still a threat. Back then, Barney averaged 107 against MVG, was still playing well enough. Lewis was still playing well. So I think you're overlooking how good the standard was back then. Anderson was there, Wright was there. William O'Connor for 3 legs on the spin. And it is 3-all in the blink of an eye. It is on. Oh, are things moving? But Noppert has responded, and responded well. O'Connor needs a massive visit here to apply some pressure. Now, does Noppert hit? He does. He leads once more. He has stopped this little blitz from William O'Connor. We're effectively on throw. He's said it a few times in interviews over the last year that he says that. I'll tell you where it was. It was the Premier League Media Day in February. He was asked, "Is this the best Premier League lineup?" And he said no. He said the ones back in the day were better. So, O'Connor, 164, doesn't need to take it. Noppert, way back at the moment. Can't leave a finish. So, leaves tops. That's very good from O'Connor. So, tops for 4-all. And he misses. He's given Noppert a glimmer of a chance here at the combination. So only one treble, single to double. This would hurt if this goes. This will hurt. Oh, lifeline for O'Connor. We are level 4-all. We've got a best of 3, ladies and gentlemen. Best of 3 going on. Maybe too early, but what would your current Premier League... If I was picking my Premier League 8 right now, 180, it would be Littler, Humphreys, MVG, Bunting, Price, Clayton, Rock and Wade. If I'm picking it right now, that would be my 8. Again, Noppert so strong on throw. Since that mini revival from O'Connor, Noppert has looked super, super sharp. Who wins? I think Johnny edges it. I think Johnny's playing really well at the moment. But I can make a case for both players, but I think Johnny may just edge it. Yeah, I think right now it's quite easy to pick the 8, but we've got some big TV titles between now and when it needs picking. No, I've not had a bet yet today, to be fair. The new Euro Tour rules are shit. Yeah, yes, look, if they are because we all like the old ones. However, if say they just started this European Tour concept, it didn't exist, and they were like, right, we're adding a European Tour. The criteria is this: there's 48 spots. Your top 16 in the world are your seeds. Your top 16 on the Pro Tour get in automatically. 10 qualifiers and 6 tour card holders. And so no one would moan. It's just because people liked the old system. Look, I'm with you. I preferred the old system. But if they came up with a concept now, I don't think anyone would moan. Is the world? It would be hard to leave the world finalist out, and with the money on offer now, if you get to the world final, you're probably going to shoot close to the top 4 anyway. 180. And I get that. The issue is sponsors TV companies and everything want the big names there. That's the realization of it. The big names sell tickets, the big names sell sponsorship and TV deals, and it's not as if everyone else hasn't got a chance to qualify. Look, Peter's struggled this year. We've seen glimpses from him. There's glimpses of the old genius there. We just don't see it consistently enough at the moment. And we are going to a last leg decider. Hold on, everyone. It is a one-leg shootout between Noppert and O'Connor. And this is huge for William O'Connor. But Noppert starts with a 2 treble visit. Of course he does. Can O'Connor match him? Needs another treble. It's advantage Noppert. It's advantage Noppert. So under pressure, Noppert has been ice cold. Cool, calm, calculated and brilliant from Noppert. He has not given William O'Connor an inch in this deciding leg. It has been sensational from Danny Noppert. What a way to win it. An 11 dart leg to hold in the decider. That is world class from Danny Noppert. He wins the deciding leg and the final game of the session to end William O'Connor's dreams of the World Grand Prix. Not necessarily. This isn't the cut-off for Dortmund, Nick. There's still another Euro Tour to go. So, not necessarily. Right, everyone. You guys have been absolutely incredible this afternoon. Make sure you set your reminders. We'll be back for the evening session live at 6 p.m. UK time. So if you haven't yet, make sure you subscribe. Turn the little bell icon on so you know when we go live. You guys have absolutely rocked it for us, and we'll see you all in a couple of hours' time.